We generally treat AI like a vending machine, right?
Yeah, exactly. You put a simple prompt in, you get a formulated answer out.
But I mean, what if it functioned completely differently? What if it was a quiet, invisible engine, just running your entire life in the background?
That completely rewrites our relationship with the technology. It really stops being just a handy tool.
Right, it becomes foundational infrastructure.
Exactly. The foundation of your entire day.
Well, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are exploring a system called OpenClaw. It operates as a personal AI operating system.
And it is incredibly unique.
It is. Specifically, it is built on local-first AI. That means an AI that lives entirely on your own computer, keeping data private.
Which is a massive philosophical shift, you know? We are slowly moving away from the centralized cloud.
Toward absolute personal control.
Yeah, and honestly, it is about time.
The roadmap for today is genuinely fascinating. We are exploring a major technological transition, moving from generic, forgetful chatbots to highly customized systems.
Right. Systems that actually learn you.
Exactly. We will look at how this software builds memory. We will explore its automated daily pipelines. We will look at its advanced advisory councils.
And we definitely cannot forget the security aspect.
Right. We will examine the crucial security measures required.
It is definitely a lot of ground to cover, but the compounding value is incredibly powerful once it clicks.
Let's start with the big paradigm shift,
Yeah.
the concepts of identity and memory.
Yeah, this is the core of it all.
To build an AI that actually runs your life, it needs context, deep context. It first has to know exactly who you are.
And it has to know how you naturally speak.
Exactly.
Because OpenClaw isn't just another generic text box. It relies heavily on specific configuration files.
Right.
You start with an identity file. That document defines its core role and operational boundaries. Then you have something called a soul file.
A soul file. That sounds incredibly profound for a piece of software.
It is surprisingly accurate, though. The soul file defines the AI's actual personality.
So it dictates how it behaves.
Yeah, it controls the level of formality it uses. It decides exactly how much humor to inject.
Oh, wow.
And this personality changes dynamically based on the context.
Give me an example of that.
Well, in a private chat, it acts casual and relaxed. But in a professional team setting, it sounds perfectly corporate.
That makes a lot of intuitive sense.
Yeah.
But an identity still needs a memory to function.
That's right. And without memory, identity is basically useless.
Yeah.
OpenClaw's memory relies on local SQLite databases. It also makes heavy use of vector search.
Which just means finding related ideas by their exact meaning, not just simple keywords.
Exactly. It isn't just looking for matching words. It passively turns your daily conversations into structured notes. It builds these highly distilled preference files over time.
So it actually learns your specific writing style.
Yeah, and it remembers your peculiar follow-up habits without you asking.
It feels like stacking Lego blocks of data. Piece by tiny piece. It builds a complete picture over time.
Precisely. You completely stop repeating yourself. It just learns your unique patterns and adapts to them.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Yeah.
Trying to keep generic AI on track is absolutely exhausting.
Oh, what is the worst? You constantly have to correct them.
Yeah. The soul file approach feels like a permanent anchor. But how does OpenClaw prevent this memory from becoming a bloated mess?
That is exactly where the vector search shines. It doesn't load your entire life history at once.
Right.
It only pulls the mathematical neighbors of what you are currently discussing. It filters out the irrelevant noise completely automatically.
So it only retrieves the exact context you need right now.
Exactly. Which brings us nicely to our next major challenge. Taming the absolute chaos of our digital lives.
Managing the daily flood of incoming information.
Yeah, the endless noise.
Now that the system has an identity and memory, it needs to work. How does it handle our endless incoming data?
It fundamentally acts as a hyper-personalized personal CRM.
Like a dedicated assistant.
Yeah. It connects directly to your Gmail and your Google Calendar. First, it ruthlessly filters out the daily junk.
The endless newsletters and cold outreach.
Right, all those low-value messages.
It basically ignores the noise so you don't have to.
Yes. Then it stores your actual meaningful relationship history. It knows exactly who you spoke to last month. It knows the nuanced details of what was discussed.
The cognitive load that removes is staggering. Beat. It also acts as a dynamic knowledge base, right?
Oh, definitely. That is my favorite feature.
You can just drop links straight into Telegram.
Yeah. You drop an X thread, a YouTube video, or a dense PDF. The system automatically wakes up and ingests the content.
It even follows the source links embedded inside the text.
Exactly. It stores absolutely everything using intelligent embeddings.
Let's define that for a second. Embeddings are just translating text into numbers so the AI understands the underlying concepts.
Right, so you can search it later in plain English.
You don't need to remember exact phrasing.
No, not at all. It connects abstract ideas completely automatically.
It is so useful.
And it also expertly handles your daily inbox triage. It quietly scans your Gmail every 15 to 30 minutes.
That sounds like a tremendous amount of scanning.
It is relentless, but it is necessary. It categorizes absolutely everything it finds.
So it tags things as urgent or VIP.
Yeah, or finance-related. It even drafts suggested replies based on your custom tone.
And you just review those drafts later in Telegram or Slack.
Exactly. But I know what you're probably thinking.
Well, what about the anxiety of letting AI read all your personal emails?
It is a totally valid concern to have, but remember the core philosophy here. It is a completely local system.
Right, your sensitive data never leaves your physical machine.
Exactly. Plus, you always manually approve the drafted replies. It does not auto-send anything without your explicit permission.
It acts as a filter, not a final decision maker.
Exactly. You remain firmly in control of the steering wheel.
Organizing existing data is obviously great, but the real magic happens in the next phase.
The automation engine.
Right, when the system starts doing proactive work without you asking.
This is where simple cron jobs come into play. They are essentially the invisible glue of the entire system.
They're just simple scheduled tasks, essentially.
Yes, but they are incredibly powerful when chained together. Checking meeting transcripts, scanning dense emails, running overnight processing tasks.
It all happens quietly and entirely in the background.
Right. Take the automated meeting pipeline for a great example.
How does that specific workflow actually operate?
Well, it automatically pulls transcripts from Fathom every few minutes after a meeting ends.
Okay.
Then it intelligently separates your personal action items from everyone else's commitments.
That is genuinely brilliant. Automatically tracking what other people promise to do.
Right. We always forget what other people owe us. Then it sends your specific action items to Telegram.
So you can quickly approve them.
Yeah, before they get pushed to Todoist. And here is the truly fascinating part. If you reject an item, that rejection actually trains the system.
It learns from its own mistakes dynamically.
Exactly. It gets better next time.
There is also a dedicated video idea pipeline mentioned. If you casually mention an idea in Slack, OpenClaw suddenly wakes up.
It is the ultimate cure for the blank page. It autonomously researches current trends around your topic. It cross-references your internal knowledge base for related thoughts. Then it generates a fully fleshed out Asana task.
It includes a working title, a visual thumbnail direction, a script hook, and a full outline.
All from a single messy Slack mention while you were walking the dog.
That is wild.
Yeah.
It can even generate context-aware images and short videos directly in Telegram. Whoa, imagine scaling to 1 billion queries. 2-sec silence.
The compounding value of that automation is truly staggering. You stop managing tasks and start directing outcomes.
But how does the AI handle genuinely messy data, like massive disjointed Twitter threads?
It uses a highly customized multi-step processing pipeline. It utilizes external tools like FX Twitter or direct API access.
So it systematically grabs the full thread, not just one isolated post.
Yeah. And if there are external linked articles, it follows and ingests those entirely, too.
It captures the whole idea, not just the single post.
Exactly. It meticulously cleans the unstructured data before permanently storing it.
Once you have these automated pipelines running smoothly, you can start to deeply connect them together.
Yes, creating what the creator calls the advanced orchestrator.
A layer of intelligence that actively advises your daily decisions.
This is where we see the Business Advisory Council feature, and it is honestly a little mind-bending.
A virtual council of specialized AI personas.
Yeah. It runs quietly overnight while you are sleeping. It systematically assigns different analytical personas to review your daily data.
Give me an example of the personas.
You have a skeptical marketing persona, you have a conservative finance persona. They thoroughly review your social data, your meeting transcripts, and your emails.
They review the exact same data from entirely different cognitive perspectives.
Right. Then the system intelligently combines those diverse insights. It sends a highly ranked Telegram report right before you wake up.
It is basically like having a digital chief of staff.
Very much so. It also builds a comprehensive daily briefing for you. It combines your CRM updates, your calendar events, your social stats, and your tasks into one morning summary.
The cross-system intelligence is deeply fascinating to me. Beat, especially when applied to personal health tracking.
That is a very practical, grounded use case. We are generally terrible at tracking our own bodily data.
Right, you simply send photos of your food directly to Telegram.
Yeah, and you quickly answer simple conversational symptom check-ins when prompted.
And it quietly runs comprehensive weekly reviews in the background.
Exactly. It actively spots the hidden physiological triggers we always miss.
Like what kind of triggers?
It might notice that onions or specific beans are subtly causing digestive issues. Things you would completely forget by the time Friday rolls around.
It patiently finds the invisible patterns you naturally miss. Beat. It also utilizes complex self-improving feedback loops, right?
Yes, it carefully analyzes its own rejected suggestions. It updates its own specific prompt optimization guides for the future.
But what happens if it hits a complex development task it can't do quickly?
It is designed so it doesn't block your main conversational chat. It automatically spins up an entirely separate sub-agent.
Something specialized, like Cursor.
Yeah. It quietly sends the complex coding work to the background to process.
It delegates heavy lifting so you can keep working.
Exactly. You stay perfectly responsive and in the flow while it builds the architecture. Sponsor.
We are back. With an interconnected system touching literally every part of your life, the risk profile changes dramatically.
Oh, absolutely. We have to take a moment to talk about defense.
Security is always the part most people ignore at the start.
They just want the shiny features, which is incredibly dangerous when an AI reads your email.
It is time for the reality check. How does OpenClaw actually handle this massive attack surface?
Well, it utilizes a dedicated internal security council. It runs a highly rigorous scheduled check, typically around 3:30 a.m.
While you are completely offline in a sleep.
Exactly. It meticulously analyzes the underlying code base. It checks the system activity logs.
Looking for anomalies.
Yeah. It deeply reviews all data flows looking for weak defenses. Then it sends you a highly ranked report of potential vulnerabilities.
Prompt injection is obviously a massive risk here. The idea of tricking the AI with hidden malicious commands inside normal text.
It is unequivocally the biggest operational threat. OpenClaw strictly defends against this by treating all external content as highly untrusted.
Random tweets, shared articles, basically everything from the outside world.
Yes, it is a zero-trust environment. It enforces incredibly strict system permissions. There is absolutely no auto-sending of emails or messages.
And there is no writing to sensitive internal systems without explicit human approval.
Right. It also actively redacts API tokens and private keys from the readable logs.
Robust backups are also a critical form of security.
Crucial. It runs fully encrypted SQLite database backups directly to Google Drive. It securely pushes your modified code to GitHub on a strict schedule. It actively keeps a rolling history of your entire system state.
So a bad automated update doesn't completely wipe you out.
Right. Speaking of core updates, it checks the repositories daily.
It politely asks for your permission, then auto-updates and restarts itself.
Yeah. It also diligently tracks API usage and specific model token consumption.
To keep a tight lid on runaway cloud costs.
And to deeply understand baseline system behavior. If token usage suddenly spikes at 2 a.m., something is probably wrong.
Is the security posture ever truly done?
No. It is an endlessly ongoing process. The digital risks evolve constantly and rapidly. You must keep dynamically adapting and reviewing those morning security logs.
Security is a continuous habit, not a one-time checkbox.
Exactly. You intentionally build it into your daily morning routine.
So let's take a step back and zoom out for a second. Looking at the entire interconnected OpenClaw ecosystem, what is the fundamental big idea here?
The core philosophy is actually quite simple to grasp. The true value isn't found in any single isolated feature.
It isn't just the smart CRM or the searchable knowledge base or the automated emails.
Right. It is the seamless synthesis of all those parts.
The massive compounding effect.
Yes. Deep memory, strict local control, seamless tool integration, and those constant feedback loops, all working together quietly in the background of your life.
Eventually, it completely stops feeling like software you have to open.
It starts feeling like an organic extension of how you naturally think and work.
It beautifully adapts to your specific friction points.
It essentially reflects your own mind back at you.
That is an incredibly powerful concept. For anyone listening right now, the best approach is to start very small.
Oh, definitely. Pick just one specific workflow causing you pain.
Maybe it is the chaotic knowledge base. Or maybe it is the daily inbox triage. Test it out. See how the local memory actually feels before expanding the entire system.
Exactly. Don't try to boil the ocean on day one. You will just end up frustrated and overwhelmed.
Building an extension of your mind takes genuine patience. Beat. If this local AI system runs on your personal machine, learning your deepest thoughts, your nuanced relationships, and your daily routines for an entire decade, does it eventually become a literal digital twin?
It really makes you wonder.
And what actually happens to that highly personalized intelligence when you finally switch careers or decide to retire? Beat. Something to think about. Out to your music.